Okay, we're going to cover 4 techniques. The hardest of the techniques is the neutral suspension. The clinic is much better for this one because the tables go up and down. You want to start with the toes at about chest level for most of your techniques. It makes them much easier, especially for that one. So you drape the chair, you drape the floor, always. You get water. Your water should be lukewarm. When you get better at it, you can make it a little warmer. You don't ever want your water to be hot. Hot water, cold water, they both take longer to dry. Okay? Not a bad idea when you're starting. Gives you more playtime with the plaster. When you're starting, you want to manipulate the foot so you know what you're doing before you do it. Okay? So for neutral suspension, your patient's seated supine. You want the tibial tuberosity on the frontal plane, so pointing straight up. Sorry. You're going to grab the 4th and 5th toes, so your thumb's under the sulcus of 4 and 5. Fingers are on top. Your grip depends on whether or not you actually ever see your watch. I don't. Okay? You need a grip that's here to see your watch when you plantar flex the toes. Okay? So you grab the toes 4 and 5, put the subtalar joint in neutral. You suspend the leg. Hopefully your patient stays relaxed. Then you plantar flex the toes to line them up on the frontal plane. Okay? Things that help. The foot you're casting is pretty much in line with your shoulder. That helps. Position you parallel to your patient's forefoot, your chest. That helps. The thing that makes this technique not kill your deltoids is getting the table at the right height. Because once you get it manipulated, you hold it until it's dry. Okay? I'm going to make 4 casts. And you guys are each going to make 2. But this way you can see all the techniques. In plaster even. So, that was neutral suspension without plaster. Plaster goes on the same way all the time. The plaster splints are 5 inches wide, 30 inches long. We use them folded in half, so they're folded down to 15 inches. You should probably do the lateral side first. I tend to always do my right hand side first. If they're really smooth, it doesn't seem to make that much of a difference. First piece goes on starting around the heel. Aim for the 1st and 3rd web spaces. Cross on one side plantarly, then the other. Excess can go up the back of the posterior heel. Second piece, and I don't usually fold the top edge of the second piece. We still use it folded in half. Goes over the toes. You do not want to stretch this over the toes. You don't want to create a dorsiflexion of the toes or anything like that. Okay? Get it all nice and smooth. Nice and relaxed. Grab toes 4 and 5, put the subtalar joint in neutral. Suspend the leg. When you suspend the leg, depending on how much of the leg's hanging off the table, I usually only have this much of the leg hanging off the table. Your suspension means the gastroc is on the table, soleus is not. This is not the best technique for you. Because we're looking pronated, even when we're not. And you hold this thing till it's dry. If you're not sure it stayed in neutral, you can always recheck it again. Another thing that helps with that, when you suspend, if you move side to side, subtalar joint doesn't move. Okay? So you're still in neutral. Anytime you've got plaster on the foot and you do the manipulation, always recheck the plaster in the arch to make sure it's contacting well. Okay? You can wear gloves when you do this. I don't, because I find I slide off the plaster too quickly. Okay. A lot of folks who use plaster in their offices, they'll have their staff get everything ready and put the plaster on, and they come in and hold it. Then they leave, and the staff takes that one off and gets the next one ready, and they come back in and hold that one.